Hello my friends, blackendrose here, and today I am trying a fresh indie game from gamejolt that I just discovered, and it's called Slender Graveyard. And you can see Slender in the back there, looking a bit less like DanDaMan and more like a bouncer. Yes. Anyways, I've heard nothing about this, I've seen no one do this. Someone probably has done this at some point, but I haven't seen anyone do it. Now, I can't remember who the developer was. If I can dig it out, I'll put it in the description so you guys know who did this one. But yeah. Okay, so I'm assuming this is going to be another Slender-based game. Obviously, because it's Slender Graveyard. It's a Unity-based project on the Unity engine. What are the instructions? Oh god, I can still see the cursor. That's going to be an irritation. Okay, right. One page. What? Oh, Jesus. What the hell was that? That is not good. That is a really bad way of doing it. Okay, well, oh god, Slender's moving. Oh god, there's several Slendermen. Well, the hell was that? I can literally walk through the trees. Okay, I have to admit, as far as Slender projects go, I'm not sold on this so far. I've got one page, which could just be down to my crappy playing. I don't know what the controls are. It seems Slender... Oh, yeah, there he is. It seems Slender moves around, while even when you look at him. Which sort of defeats the element of Slender there, because that was the whole point. Was that he could teleport around, and you didn't see him move. And that's a pretty poor element there. There's a jump. That door looks a bit broken. That looks like a page. And some of the movement mechanics are a little wonky. That looks like a tree literally coming through the building. So again, wonky design. More wonky design. To me, this is starting to look like a game of Slender that is trying to take the aspects of Slender and make it, and just do a sort of remake of it. But currently, I'm not sold on this. Getting up these stairs is a diabolical nightmare. For some reason, I'm jumping backwards when I'm trying to go up these stairs. I mean, I went into this thinking this could be an interesting concept, another Slender game, one that I haven't seen before, and that just looks absolutely silly. The cursor is still in the game. I know more can be done with Unity because I've seen other Unity projects. I mean, if you've seen Follow the Lights, that wasn't a bad one. The atmosphere was done very well in it. Whee! Going down. But I'm not sold on this one at the moment. The static effect is too noisy. It should be static. That was the whole point of it. Static with static, not none of this overdone stuff. I don't know what the sprint button is. Okay, that sound effect wasn't very good. Oh, hello, Slender. Is it? I can see him there. He's not moving. So, does he actually get closer to me? Because he seems to stay a certain distance away at the moment. I mean, that could be down just to the number of pages I've got. So let's give this a fair whack. The atmospheric sound isn't bad. I think it's probably a little bit too quiet. It probably needs to just ramp it up just a little bit. Because it's not generating a lot of atmosphere. I've seen Slender already several times, and I'm not sure how much of a threat he is. I mean, obviously looking at him is still a threat. Inclusion of jump could possibly be a good choice for this kind of map. Forgotten how many I've got now. Is it the presence of the red light? I think it's a poor choice, because that sort of earmarks where Slender is, like he's getting closer. It seems like he's getting closer with each page I'm getting, but never actually getting any closer than that. Some of his AI movements seem a little bit wonky. That was a little bit weird. I think he just teleported into that and got stuck, which has happened in the original Slender before. Slenderman's Shadow. If you haven't seen my Slenderman's Shadow, check out the playlist I've got set up for that. Oh, hello. Now this is interesting. Close. Right, he's starting to get a little more interesting now, but that static effect is really... Okay, that was... I think there's something wrong with that jump scare. Well done, that jump scare, but I think there's something wrong with it. Hello, Slender. Okay, the teleport mechanic seems to operate. But yeah, he's not moving. I think there's something a little weird with that. Okay. Okay, trees inside the building again, not a good mechanic. Slender's around, I can tell because there's red lights. So again, the effect is rather lost, because I can tell he's around because there are red lights everywhere. Stair mechanics, poor. I have to jump to get upstairs, that is not right. I think I'm up to 7, but I don't know how many pages there are. There's no indicator anyway, and Slender's running around like a bloody idiot. The sound effects feel like they've been ripped directly from the original Slender. The atmospheric sound. Whether that's built into the Unity engine, I don't know. Slender's teleport seems to work quite effectively. I'm just waiting for when he does that. You see, he's right on top of me. I think it's relying on me to walk into him, or to stare at him long enough. Oh God, stop doing that! You see, that's startling. It makes me jump, but it's not scary, it's just poorly done. You can throw things in someone's face and it will scare them. Okay, I think that's 8. But... oh, hello, Slender. Oh, you've got a face now. It looks like some of his mechanics are revolving around buildings are a little bit glitchy. So I can see he's going that way. Okay, let's see what happens. I'll either die soon or I'll find whatever else I need. You see, look at that. He is standing right next to me. It seems like the pages make him get closer, but that's about it. Because in the original, the more pages you got, the more aggressive he became, which I suppose works in that sense. He is becoming more aggressive, he's getting closer each time. But now he doesn't know what to do. I've got inside a building, it's like sort of throwing him off completely. And that's... I mean, I don't know how difficult it is to make a game, so I'm not going to say it's easy to do this, it's easy to do that, because it probably isn't. But some of these mechanics feel like they've been rushed, thrown together. It could probably do with some updating. A few things tweaking, a few things worked on. It is startling. It does make you... oh, that's clever. I will say that. That is a clever effect. But I think their interface is a little bit wonky. Okay, I'm not entirely sure how I get out of this. Come on, click! Click, damn you! Okay. I'm not going to go back into that. Okay, overview. Gameplay... reasonable enough to play, but there are some glitches. Even on the start menu, I can't check the instructions. Collect... oh, right, here we go. Collect 8 pages, don't get killed. Main menu. Okay, right, fair enough. There's no indication of the controls there. I couldn't find a sprint. I don't even know if there is a sprint mechanic in that, and if there isn't, it takes away from the horror, because you can't... because you walk, and then when something comes you can then run. And that's a well-known aspect, especially in Slender. Music is the same as the original Slender, but the volume's been toned down a little bit, and I think that's a bad move. It needs to be roughly a bit higher to sort of ramp up the tension a bit. Now the flashlight doesn't really play much of a role in it, because the areas are pretty well lit as it is. The flashlight just sort of adds a small amount to it. There's no control of the flashlight, and there's no horror behind that. The location, it's a good choice of location, a graveyard and the associated area, but the delivery of it graphically and mechanically could have been done better. I could walk through trees. Going upstairs was an absolute nightmare. and inside buildings basically rendered me immune from Slender, which sort of defeated the purpose of it. Slender itself, I'm not sure. I don't think I can recommend that, because Slender itself, although he's still teleported, he moved even when you looked at him, and he moved a set distance away. The AI got completely confused when I went inside a building, didn't know what to do. The teleport also confused it slightly if it teleported into a dodgy place. Slender also never approached unless you got more pages, and then only a set distance, which seems rather lazily done. It should be, as the original was, one page and he sort of moves slowly but still gets closer to you, to the point where he's actually inside you, and more pages you get, he becomes more aggressive. Now that, implemented in this, has been a case of he moves the same rate to get to you and teleports as well, but he never moves past a certain point until you get the next page, and then he gets progressively, incrementally closer. And I think, as far as horror goes, when you have that nailed down, it really removes from the horror, because you know you can just stand there, and as long as you don't look directly at him, he can't do anything. He'll just sort of circle around you, if that. The random jump scares were done well, but I think they weren't necessary. Slender games don't need poor, I'm not going to say poor jump scares, but they don't need cheap jump scares that throw things directly in your face. They don't need that. Slender himself should be enough to be horrific. And if you have to throw jump scares in there for additional purpose, it raises issues. Plus, those heads didn't seem to serve any purpose in Slender. You could look at them all you liked. The jump scare aspect seemed to be a little bit wonky. As far as a horror game goes, this has potential, and with a few updates, a few tweaks, this could be something good. But I think this is probably, I would class this as probably alpha build. Still a bit wonky, maybe even beta build. Some of the mechanics are a bit wonky. The concept is solid for a Slender game, but the mechanics are a bit wonky. Some of the things are need a little bit of touching up, a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of work needs done to it. But there's good potential here. But let me know what you think. If the developer watches this, you've got promise here, but it needs quite a bit of fine tuning. Probably an update or two to fine tune some of the graphics, some of the Slender mechanics, and perhaps a couple of tweaks to the lighting and the sound, just to sort of add to the horror. Jump scares, they could probably still work, but perhaps that giant head isn't the right jump scare. Perhaps a flash of Slender, one that doesn't necessarily kill, but just a flash of him in your face, would really work with it. Or even just Slender's face. Well, actually, no, scratch that. Probably not Slender's face, just Slender himself to flash in your face and then disappear. That would probably work. But anyway, thank you guys for watching me. I'm blackendrose, and I will see you in my next clip, which is most likely to be another Skyrim one. Take care, my friends.